I want to ask you guys about what Jeff Bezos is doing, but I don't want to seem insensitive to Huck. Do you mind if I pull it up?
I came back to the show. I mean, no, let's do it.
Okay.
It's nothing I can do for him now. So
yeah. So Jeff Bezos put up this message, this sort of mid-morning today. Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post, and he is basically announcing that they're changing the policy of their opinion page. Jeff Bezos said, "I'm writing to let you know about a change coming to our opinion page. We are still going to be writing every day in support and defense of two pillars, personal liberties and free markets. We'll cover other topics too, of course, but viewpoints opposing those pillars will be left to be published by others. There was a time when a newspaper, especially one that had a local monopoly, might have seen it as a service to bring to the reader's doorstep every morning a broad-based opinion section that sought to cover all views. Today, the internet does that job. I am of America and for America and proud to be so. Our country did not get here by being typical, and a big part of America's success has been freedom in the economic round and everywhere else. Freedom is ethical, it minimizes coercion, and practical. It drives creativity, innovation, and prosperity. I offered David Shipley, whom I greatly admire, the opportunity to lead this new chapter. I suggested to him that if the answer wasn't hell yes, then it had to be no. After careful consideration, David decided to step away. This is a significant shift. It won't be easy, and it will require 100% commitment. I respect his decision. We'll be searching for a new opinion editor to own this new direction. I'm confident that free market and personal liberties are right for America. I also believe these viewpoints are underserved in the current market of ideas and news opinion. I'm excited for us together to fill that void. Jeff, what do you make of this, Jeremy?
Well, first of all, for whatever reason, it's not presenting on your side anymore. I think there was
we have a blue screen of death apparently.
Yeah, I think we'll see if I share it if that fixes it. I don't know.
Try it.
Yeah, it's weird because we can see it, and that's very weird. Like it's not like she wasn't.
Can YouTube see it or
now they can? Now that I shared it, yeah, weird. So it's there. Yeah, I mean, it seems like a weird double down because like he already did this, didn't he? Like he already came out and said, "Hey, we're not gonna, pick sides anymore," and then suddenly the left was all like, "Oh, we're mass unsubscribing. We need our leftoid opinions kind of like reinforced." And then now he made this change too, which just seems like more of the same to me. Like, I don't really understand it. I'm not sure what, like free markets and personal liberties. Like, I don't know. I don't make anything of it. I don't really get it. I know the left is melting down about it.
Melting down.
I don't have any idea what Jeff Bezos is trying to actually do at this point. It's like, are you trying to be like Elon Musk Jr.?
Yeah,
that seems what he's trying to do. He's trying to buddy up to the administration because he's like, oh, I can get favorable contracts and stuff like that. That's basic. He doesn't have any.
Ooh, that could be.
He doesn't have any free expression principles or anything like that. We all know that. I work with Amazon. I've released books through Amazon, 500,000 copies sold. But do you think that I think that Jeff Bezos actually gives a damn about freedom of expression?
Yeah,
no, it seems like when Zuckerberg was like suddenly trying to signal as though he is supportive of Trump and Facebook's not going to be political after the RNC. And who sat together during the inauguration? Jeff Bezos and Zuckerberg. And obviously the future Mrs. Jeff Bezos. I think
Zuckerberg.
Yeah. I think this is definitely a virtue signal, like trying to be like, look, I care about the things you guys care about. And obviously in terms of breaking with traditional media, like I don't think the point that like at one time newspapers tried to show a variety of opinions in their op-ed section is wrong. Like he's right. That used to be the case. And now it's sort of most major newspapers are a monolith. They might occasionally run a conservative take, but for the most part, you kind of know how the New York Times, how the Washington Post, how a lot of major publications are going to line up on almost everything. So it's interesting that he is like drawing a line in the sand at these two things. Now, these two things in particular seem to be an attempt to appeal to the more moderate MAGA base in America.
Yeah,
Well,
I think it's more like Jeff Bezos is just trying to get people that aren't hyper partisan on board to look at his company in a favorable manner as opposed to an unfavorable one. And so he's doing that, but it's like, you've spent years, my dude, censoring opinions or trying to get them censored. You're just like Zuckerberg and many of these other people, Agrawal. What do you expect from us? I think that they'll fail, actually, in the end.
Yeah, I think that this is just accelerating the end of the paper because, I mean, leftoids, they don't buy anything anyway. Like, and people on the right get their news from the internet. Like, people on the right are not buying the Washington Post, no matter what Bezos does. Now, I think he owns the Washington Post as a loss leader anyway. I don't think his intent was ever to, share. His intent was never to profit, from any of this. I think.
Did you just switch back to mine?
Oops, sorry. Yeah, I just wanted to see if it showed up on the screen.
No, that's okay.
But yeah, I don't think Jeff Bezos ever planned. It did show up on the screen when I shared it. Interesting. Okay, so as long as I share your screen, it shows up.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, I don't think Jeff Bezos ever really cared about free speech or liberties. He's getting a crumb of poontang from some, plastic bimbo, and now he's like trying to rebrand himself as like, Musk Jr., mini Musk, and he's probably like, man, I could be in the White House doing, writing my own $200 billion deals for Tesla, and all this other stuff. Like, let's not pretend that Musk isn't going to get some favorable deals out of this.
Right. It's just so different than 2016 when every major social media platform, every news outlet was like, any association with Trump is bad and we stand against whatever fascism or whatever the accusation was. And now there's this subtle, like, I think it reflects the broader realization that any sort of anti-Trump fear-mongering didn't work, and that most Americans feel as though these more traditional values, this view of free market, whatever, however you want to phrase it, are good for the country. And so these people who want to stay wealthy and influential are like, I also think that. I always thought that. In fact, I'm going to make a bold choice to catch your attention. Do not boycott Amazon or whatever else.
He doesn't care about the money he's going to lose on the Washington Post.
No.
It's irrelevant compared to Amazon.
It is, in the end, all about the money. That's the whole point.
Right.
The only reason they had TDS is because it paid. When it stopped paying, God damn, most of these people stopped having TDS.
Yeah, and suddenly they were cured.
Yeah, the market got cleared out, and there are only a few outlets left that still have it. It's the same with anything.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch. I feel a little bit like Bezos, hey, too little, too late. But
he'll fail.
Yeah, I don't really see this as going anywhere.
Other than panicking the left. I mean, there were people commenting on his post being like, this is the last straw, I'm canceling my subscription. Again, the Washington Post is not running for profit as far as I can tell.
And they haven't in years.
And I think it'll spark a new, like, free speech, fake outrage on the left. They'll be like, you're not going to publish certain opinion writers, which of course happens all the time in legacy media. They're just not used to it being them.
If Amazon was smart, if Bezos is smart, he'll tell Amazon, okay, you need to put out a circular saying,
I'm just cracking my
branding free speech with regards to publications and stuff, because a lot of it's publications that are self-made. I've done it many times before, and say, like, we are dedicated to free speech. Our competitors, they want to censor what you have to say. If he did that, he'd make billions of dollars. That's all he's got to do.
But will he though? Like, is this a sign that he's moving that direction?
He doesn't have any principles about it, but he wants to make money.
Yeah.
So if free speech sells, then you make money.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like I'll never be able to fully trust just Jeff Bezos.
Oh God,
no.
no.
Amazon is such a behemoth in our economy that you can't entirely avoid it, I think, or at least, you might individually not use it, but you are probably in contact with its tech or something in your daily life more than you realize.
Well, AWS is Amazon Web Services runs a lot.
I mean, so much.
Yeah.
So even like I said, like even if you didn't want to have your Prime membership or you didn't shop on Amazon, like you can't totally avoid it. So it should be good that you're like, oh, you're coming around to like the cultural accepted values. On the other hand, like,
can I
and then when the
trust
next
you?
president shows up, we'll see what you say.
Right. Yeah. That's just gonna shift back.